The reason why I started up this YouTube channel is because, I've been working for about 5.5 years now, and I've always had this interest. One day it just got me thinking, all my friends think of me as the IT guy, right? And I think it's also part and parcel of like looking for so-called meaning in life, right? Or something that, you're interested to do that really keeps you awake at night and keeps you engaged. And I figured that, computer hardware and this interest of mine, this passion of mine is something that I should probably leverage, right? And try to make something interesting out of. And, I think we live in the creators economy today. There's a lot of content creators out there, creating review videos on YouTube and that sort of thing. And it got me thinking, why don't I just try putting together, leveraging my expertise and my knowledge in computer hardware and, taking a stab at this whole YouTube thing. And I think it's probably also inspired from a conversation that I had with a secondary school friend of mine who's also an IT geek. So he told me that, hey, do you know that this guy, he has a YouTube channel? I think at that point in time was probably like 500,000 subscribers. He has 13 million subscribers today, by the way. It got me thinking, yeah, this guy, I always watch his videos because he gives a lot of good reviews on computer components. So that got me thinking, why don't I do something like that as well? But that conversation actually happened many years back. In fact, I would say probably 3 or 4 years before I actually got around to starting the YouTube channel. And I think one of the key things that I want to highlight is that something that, if I had a regret, I probably would say that I should have started my YouTube channel earlier, right? I think this is something that, I've for whatever reason, I just felt a bit of an inertia. I thought that, it's just something that probably wouldn't be very interesting. People might not like the videos. I'll get 0 views and that sort of thing. But nonetheless, I took the plunge. It's something that I've always wanted to do. The circumstances were right for me to try something different. So try something different I did. At that point in time, it just so happened I wanted to build a new PC for myself. So I did a quick review, a quick search on Google, right, for this certain component that I was about to purchase. And I realized, okay, no one's actually reviewed this component at all at that point in time. So I thought, first mover advantage, let me just take a shot at this. Bought the components, borrowed my side table, plonked it right in front of me, took my handphone camera, and just started filming off the bat. I prepared the script naturally, right? Uploaded it, and I was very surprised. I mean, from 0 subscribers, actually I can't remember how many subscribers I got for that video, but it was an outcome that was totally unexpected. In fact, I think that video has probably 20,000 to 30,000 views today. Not much by any stretch of the imagination, but for someone who, doesn't really have a social media following in the first place, I thought that was something very interesting and it got me interested. I mean, like, people are actually watching these videos, even though you are a nobody, right? But as long as your content is there, it's something that people are looking for, you might actually gain some traction from it. And if anything, you should be doing something really out of the sake of passion. For myself, it's quite clear-cut. So long story short, that was 2019 when I released my first video. It's 2021 now. I think I have close to 20 videos on my YouTube channel at this point in time. I've just been releasing it very, very slowly as when I have time, because obviously I have a full-time job. What I enjoy from this process is that it's the community effect, right? Random strangers from around the world are actually posting on your YouTube videos, asking you for advice. I'm like, okay, you've recommended this component. How about this other thing? And people are actually happy to share and chat openly on YouTube. And it's amazing, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm a nobody, right? I'm not like a social media influencer or anything, but the content that I put out was, sufficiently interesting enough for these people to want to comment and have a discussion on like whether is it the best performing for this class of component and so on and so forth. So I think, long story short, it's just something that I'll be doing on the side whenever I have time. I mean, I have no idea whether it'll be something that I can monetize anytime soon, because just for some context, YouTube does require you to hit a certain amount of subscribers and view hours before you're able to monetize your channel. But I mean, considering that I just started this for fun, and I mean, looking at my metrics now, it's not half as bad. I haven't monetized it yet, but it's something that I truly enjoy doing. I think the key message I have here really is just do it, right? It's all about small little steps, right? Like devoting 2 minutes or even 10 minutes of your life to just do something. So in this context, like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Okay, what can you do in 10 minutes? Register your YouTube account, come up with a logo, and voila, that is the first step. And that creates sort of like the momentum for you to carry on doing it. So for myself, I was a little bit like skeptical, right? When I created the logo, I was like, okay, fine, I've uploaded it. But then the more I look at it, is like, okay, I've already done this. Why don't I just spend another 10 minutes, 15 minutes the next day, right, to see where I can push this forward to, and look at where I am right now. I mean, I have a YouTube channel. It's not all that big, but it is something, right? There's content there. So
For context, we started this in 2019, and the very first video now has garnered about 20,000 plus views. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, that's right.
Okay, so just for context, it took about 2 years, right, for you to get 20 plus thousand views, and
Yeah.
you didn't do anything at all. It was purely organic.
Absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah, I made you say this because I want to give this insight, right, to people who are listening in, that this is the result of someone who always had this childhood dream or passion, or this obsession about computer. I mean, you being a computer guy, and just exploring what's out there. And you don't need to be famous. You don't need to make millions of doing this. But you just get this intrinsic joy of showing and sharing your joy about computer parts, or about your passion to the rest of the world. And then you started this sort of unintended community, right? People asking you about things, and you're happy to engage.
Yeah.
And it seems like, I mean, this is the power of the internet, number one. Number two, with the internet, the world is a smaller place now.
For sure.